All right, boys. Well, unless you live
Alright.
under a rock and haven't been paying attention to the news, the Browns have officially come to an end in their coaching search, and they hired former offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, Todd Monken.
Yep.
Todd Monken, not really on the bingo card, or at least the top of the bingo card for the Browns.
Yeah, me
I know
neither.
for the last couple weeks, we've heard names like Shieldhouse and uh,
Dudinsky.
Yedinsky, and we had all these other names thrown at us. And then Monken,
Yep.
Schwartz, Monken. Okay.
Okay.
Um, so the vibe that I'm getting across the internet right now is it's actually kind of up in the air. Um, I'm sure that the Browns insiders are trying to sugarcoat this, right? I've seen a lot of people
Yeah.
go on that are Browns beat writers, and they're painting a great picture. Like he's an offensive genius. He's done great things with quarterbacks very similar to Shador Sanders, Jameis Winston, Lamar Jackson, some Georgia quarterbacks, and then yeah, so that was he's a very offensive minded coach, and yeah, the other half of it is that I think it caught so many people off guard, and that there were so many other rumors swirling around that there are some opinions on the other side of the fence, and that's kind of what we're here to talk about. So what we're going to talk
Yeah.
about is we're just going to hit up a little bit of everything here. The first thing I want to touch on, just so that I can set the setting for you guys and anybody listening,
Mm-hmm.
tuning in, is I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Todd Monken. I'm going to read his bio to you, and then we'll kind of sound off about this a little bit. We'll give our takes and our opinions here. So Todd Monken, like I previously said, is the offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens starting back in 2023. Before that, he was with Georgia and their national championship led team. So OC at Georgia, while they were a defensive powerhouse, let's be honest, their offense was good. A lot of great players, but they were known for their defense. And from there, going back further, if you remember, he was with the Browns in the 2018 to 19 season, working with Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield, those kinds of guys, leading that offense. But Stefanski kind of channeled the offense, and Monken was the OC behind him. Before that, he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 2 years. And that was kind of before Jameis had a little bit of glimmer of hope. So he didn't really get the greatest rap in Tampa Bay. And then before that, he was with Southern Miss, and then before that, so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's bounced around a little bit here and there. But he has coached some good offenses as far as an OC. I would say that one of the biggest positives for him is he is such a offensive coordinator guru mind, kind of your mobile outside the pocket quarterback. And then the downfall is he's never led a team, let alone a team named the Browns, and kind of all of the shenanigans and the turmoil that comes with leading a team named the Browns. And
Yeah.
so here's where I come to you guys, and I just kind of want to know. I want to know your initial takes of all of this. What were your initial takes? We'll start with Giovanni. I want to hear you. Let's start with your initial take on the release of the news, and then
Okay.
were you surprised? Were you not surprised? Did you like the decision? What are you thinking right now?
All right. I think the Monken hiring was a bit surprising. I know we would have had a lot better if we hired Jim Schwartz, Steelhouse, Udinsky, but everybody was surprised of this decision, and I would agree with that. But I just don't know how I feel about this hire. So that's it.
Don't know yet. All
Don't
right.
know.
Coop, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit surprised too. Like we said, that wasn't really one of the big names on the bingo board. But it's interesting because I know you said when he was offensive coordinator for the Browns, it actually wasn't under Stefanski. It was in 2019 under Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens.
That's
Mhm.
right.
So
You're right.
that
Yep.
not only wasn't even a super successful time for the Browns when he was in Cleveland. So he knows one of the worst ends of the spectrum for Cleveland, which I think is a positive. But yeah, I was a little surprised, but I don't think it's a terrible hire. You know, he's been around some good offenses, like you said, those Georgia years. While they were a defensively minded team, fantastic offense, and you don't even have to be. He was just utilizing them to their fullest extent and making them optimized to win those national championships. But yeah, I don't think it was a terrible hire. I mean, obviously we'll have to see, like you said. Also, he's only been a head coach for 3 years in his career, and that was in 13, 14, and 15 with Southern Miss. So maybe he's unproven as a team leader, but
Sure.
overall, I don't think it's a terrible hire. You could have gone worse ways with it,
There's always a worse way.
especially
Yeah.
for the Cleveland Browns.
And
Yeah.
if you're a true fan of the show, you remember way
Mhm.
back to when we got started. Coach Kellerman, I did a poor job at introducing you. So
Sorry.
Coach
It's okay.
Kellerman is a local sports enthusiast per se, and also a high school football coach. And so he has a little bit of everything when it comes to football, from a coaching perspective to a fan perspective. And so, all right, Kellerman, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me again, guys. Appreciate it being back. To be honest, I was shoveling snow and the alert came across my headphones. And I thought I misunderstood the alert. At first, I thought it said as our offensive coordinator, which I initially didn't mind, but I knew they wouldn't have hired an OC without a head coach. So I was like, oh, wait. So I looked down, and I'm going to tell you, initially, my excitement level was extremely low. I'm going to go on the flip side of you here, Coop. I was not thrilled about it. I just look at it as like another Haslam puppet per se. Kind of Haslam running the show and knows Monken will listen to what he has to say. You know, an older veteran guy, not a new guy coming in, a young guy with his own ideas and schemes and so forth and whatever. Innovating the game type guy. I give it 3 years max, to be honest. I mean, he's a 60-year-old head coach, 34 years of assistant coaching without head coaching experience. You guys being fans of different teams around the league, me being a Browns fan my whole life, unfortunately, I don't think this view or anybody views Cleveland differently. Like, I think First Take today was literally laughing on the segment I saw. But
Yeah, I saw that.
Again, no one's circling Cleveland now that they're worried about us. I just feel like it was more of a floor raiser than like a ceiling raiser, if you will. I know Browns fans, I'm in multiple group chats and they're going off daily. So when this news broke, a lot of the group chats went crazy. But I think we've earned the right to ask for more competence. And one of my buddies honestly even started a link that he sent out to everybody to boycott one game this year. And I think I forget exactly which game it was on the schedule, but he has like 60 signatures already to boycott a game because we just want more and expect more. And like Morrison said, with the name of Cleveland Browns, it's been a running joke for years now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know, honestly, like he's trying to blend the NFL and college together, which he's been trying to do for years. He had good runs with Lamar. I think, though, a lot of his ideology and his style, he's in that pro style balance type offense. And like, I think that is almost like middle of the pack per se nowadays. Because you look at all these other offenses like Detroit and the Rams and the Seahawks, like these offenses are electric. Like, it's not so much your traditional pro style anymore. But nothing that he does in recent years really screams, oh, as a defensive coordinator, I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
his offense has been very stale, and you can almost argue Lamar has taken a few steps back since his MVP year. But he does like the physical run game, and it's layered with, certain passing concepts. It's not gimmicky. You're not going to get the flashy, Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson type stuff and things like that. But going back to real quick, I know I'm talking a lot, but I know with your guys talking about Georgia, I think their talent gap made up for a lot of this stuff too. And it allowed him to work with a lot of things he had. Winning with a bunch of 5 stars against, other 4 and 3 stars isn't the same kind of scheme against NFL type, players.
Sure.
Wow. Sure.
Yeah. So my initial take, was overall surprised. I wasn't the biggest Udinski fan. I know that he's kind of they painted this picture like he was just the next great offensive coordinator. I was thinking that Shieldhouse might be the next one. The Rams, you get a guy that's sitting underneath Sean McVay for a while. He's got to bring something to the table. That was the one I was kind of looking forward to for the Browns. And then ultimately, when the buzz started to go toward the Bills for that, I just thought, turn the keys over to Jim Schwartz and let's see where it goes from there. Bring in a young OC to kind of run that side of the game and let Jim Schwartz he has pro football head coach experience, right, Cooper? Nothing to be proud of.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah. some dark years in Detroit. But he has the experience and kind of the same concept that, is this supposed to be a bridge coach kind of situation? And I do think that Jim Schwartz would have kind of been that too. He's never going to be the guy that's going to take you to 10 or more wins. Like either the conference or not the conference champion, but divisional champion, the AFC North, or even in a wild card spot. But I do think that he could grow the team. He could make them competitive. He could make them respectable. And I think that's kind of like what you were saying, Kellerman, as fans, what they're looking for is a respectable team that when you show up for a game, or you turn on the TV, you expect the product that you're paying for to be productive. And we got that on defense this year. We truly did. When all the other cards were the wrong direction, defense always seemed to kind of show up. Probably we're on the field for more snaps than the offense was, but they did what they were supposed to do. And that kind of reflected Jim Schwartz. And I would have liked the Jim Schwartz move. So when I saw that Todd Monken was hired, it surprised me. It wasn't one of the names that was on my radar. I had heard them throw that name around. I know they interviewed him and he went through the process, but he was not one of the ones that I kind of assumed would get the job. Now, with that being said, not being a Browns fan, not
casual.
Correct. You can. Thanks, Giovanni.
Bingo.
But not a diehard. I see it from a little bit different light. I want the best for the Browns. However, I try to view the NFL as a whole scope. I see it as you are exactly right, and that Haslam has his fingers in this. That he stepped over Andrew Berry, which I don't even know what to think of Andrew Berry at this point either. But stepped over Andrew Berry. Again, hired somebody that wasn't on anybody's radar. He would have been on our radar if Andrew Berry had a say in this. And I think that it is a bridge coach situation. And that Jimmy Haslam is more worried about building a new stadium.
Of course he is.
And moving the team across Cleveland. And that this is the guy to kind of bridge that gap there and kind of take them to that point. Like you said, he's an older coach. He's been around. He coach up Shador if he believes Shador or Deshaun, if he magically reappears, has any talent left for the team, that this coach can get them to a point where they're winning some games, they're being competent, they're at least selling tickets, and then from there, move them to Brook Park, just rebuild, blow it up and rebuild.
I gotta say, Jimmy Haslam is the worst owner in the NFL, and maybe all sports of all time.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Say what you will about Jerry Jones. He at least makes the league respect the Cowboys when they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think he's a decent hire. I think that he has knowledge about offense. I'm just worried that team. Well, what I'm really worried about, truly, and I want to hear your guys' opinion. I'll stop talking here.
Okay.
I want to know what you guys think about the whole Jim Schwartz situation now. That he was. Hold on a second.
I'm sorry.
So he was put on a presser immediately after this, and he basically told the team, "I'm done. I want nothing to do with it." He said his goodbyes. He's not coming back. That he wants nothing to do with it. And initially he was all on board to be the defensive coordinator for the team, and now they led him on and led him on and led him on and led him on, and then pulled the rug out from under him. And I think that Jim Schwartz is, I think he's gone, and I think that he had that locker room, and that's what worries me, is that they'll be walking into a cancerous locker room. So I want to know your guys.
Yeah.
We'll go reverse order this time. Go with Kellerman.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the Jim Schwartz situation now?
Yeah, so I didn't see a world where they would bring in a new coach and keep him as defensive coordinator. A lot of these young guys would want to bring in their own staff and get established and things like that. Now with Monken, maybe the Browns thought initially bringing in an older veteran that maybe he would keep Schwartz with them. Maybe that was the gamble they were trying to take, and I'd obviously bit him in the butt in that essence. But I'm not sure that would have resulted with a guy like Udinski or Shieldhouse coming in. That I don't know if they would have kept him around anyways. I don't really know how to feel about Schwartz's reaction either, because it's kind of like, what did you expect if you didn't get the job? Like, there were rumors we were interviewing all these other candidates. Like, were you out regardless? Like, you made up your mind before. You had to have made up your mind before this. It wasn't an initial gut reaction to me.
Yeah.
But to go to say that he's not going to be a head coach somewhere else now, I think we'd be foolish. He's had a great defense. I mean, they've led our team to the minuscule amount of wins that we have had, and one of the better defenses in the league year in, year out. I was telling some buddies today, I could see him being like the Cardinals' next head coach. I think he'd be a perfect fit over there. They have some good talent on defense. I think he could work with some young pass rushers and so forth. But and then again, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Miles saga start back up and Miles start requesting a trade now, because he's irked and mad and, like you said, losing the locker room. So I don't know if there's going to be much stability even after this. What's forthcoming.
Yeah, I see somebody tied up in a contract like Miles, who, basically poured his heart and soul into that team this year, and now his guy's leaving. The team looks like it's rebuilding. They hire a coach that he didn't agree with. I could see a Micah Parsons situation right here, and just, hold out, demand a trade.
And honestly, as a Cleveland fan and a guy that's had him for this many amount of years, let it be. Just get as many picks as you can for him. If you're going to,
right,
just make the move, because it's not worth the effort and energy that you're going to put into battling it.
Right. And let's think about it. He could have a Hall of Fame season and we would still only win 5 games.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, great
It's
player.
The most important positions on the field are quarterback, and then the very next position is pass rush. And we have the best of all time, and we don't have anything around them. And it's sad.
No, and it's not going to get better unless, you rebuild the entire team. The offense is where the problem is. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cooper, thoughts on Jim Schwartz?
I mean, I second a lot of what Coach Kellerman said, but I think you have to look, and like you kind of mentioned, the owners, all the higher ups in the Cleveland Browns organization, there's something shady going on there. And this is why you look at like some of the maybe not the best teams in the league. I feel like a lot of times it comes to ownership, where they view football more as a business in the hires and the moves that they make. You look at Haslam moving the team. It's not a. I mean, that's a business move, right? And I mean, like you said, overreaching, hiring the guys he wants to hire, and Kellerman talking about pulling a Micah Parsons with Myles Garrett. You know, I'd be happy if he goes to some other NFC North team. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
hoping and wishing.
Oh,
that would be amazing. Him and Aiden Hutchinson on the same team, dude. Just imagine.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But
be cool if we just stack other defensive ends.
Him and Montez Sweat on the same team
for the Bears,
Eagles. I mean, there's an influx of teams.
Yeah,
that would gladly open the checkbooks.
Yeah, this is the best defensive player in the league, and possibly one of the better defensive coordinators who has over the years set up like consistently one of the best defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even gonna be like, you know what, man? We're a defensive-minded team. You've been with us for so long. Do we need a defensive-minded head coach? No. And
no. Well, let's think about this too. To your point, think about the Bills. They put Josh Allen, their franchise asset, in the interview process. They said, you're going to be a part of who we elect as our next head coach. If they value Myles Garrett that much, that probably should have been something they considered. But like Kellerman said, his value is through the roof right now. I mean, he's got at least 3 more years of top performance. And if he doesn't want to play for them, they'll get some crazy draft picks.
Yeah.
Crazy draft picks for him.
It's crazy. Okay.
You know, a team like to think of a team like the Rams are what? 1 or 2 guys away from a Super Bowl right now.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of first-round picks this year.
Yeah, from Atlanta.
Now mode would take him. We're not in win now mode. We had a window, and I'm not going to get into that, but
there were some tweets fired off about that too. So
yeah.
All right, Giovanni. What's your thoughts on Jim Schwartz?
Well, I gotta say that Jim Schwartz, I don't even know why he was so angry with the team. I understand Cooper and Kellerman said, but if we are gonna get like a Joe Woods 2.0, get Myles Garrett out of this organization. If we get another Joe Woods 2.0, get Myles out of here. That's all.
Yeah, So I guess the big picture here is, you know, you can't stew over what was now. You got to move forward too with this. It's done. It's over with. You can't look back and say we should have went with Udinski. We should have went with Shieldhouse. Like those were the moves we should have made. We should have went with Schwartz. But now you got to look forward at, okay, how does this affect the team? And that's kind of what we're talking about. Offensively, I do think that this will help. Defensively, I think it absolutely destroys the team for what we were saying. Offensively, I think that, you know, in the upcoming draft, they'll probably go get some offensive players, a lineman, a wide receiver, hopefully that's the move they make, but you never know. They could trade away those picks.
Yeah.
You never know. Just tank again for next year. But I think ultimately what this is you know, from what I've been hearing from you guys and what I've heard around the league, is that this is a business move. That, you know, we heard all this about how Barry had them sitting down and doing tests and paperwork and doing all these questions.
Barry should be fired.
Well, but then all of a sudden it wasn't even the guys that were on Barry's list who were passing all this, these really smart OCs. You go and get a 60-year-old OC who has already proven he's not that great in Cleveland. He's had success elsewhere, but even with the team that he had, the next year Stefanski comes in, like Cooper says, and turns it around, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it sounds like the problem starts at the top. And I apologize to Browns fans, and it makes me sad. But I don't think that's going to change until the team gets sold. And I don't see that happening.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Thought on that? Browns moving forward.
Cooper, you can go first.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I didn't talk as much about Schwartz, more about the ownership, but yeah, I would definitely have to agree with you going forward. The team it's not going to make any monumental progress unless the people up top make some changes, and it's difficult for me because the Lions are owned by the Ford family, who have been pretty fantastic as ownership throughout the
Yeah.
years. But yeah, I mean, moving like at the end of the day, the Browns have a strong young core right now.
Yeah.
Shedeur is a Pro Bowl level quarterback, although I
Well,
do bite my
yeah.
tongue while I say that. But I mean, you have a rookie Pro Bowl level quarterback. You have Carson Schwessinger.
Yeah.
And right now you have Myles Garrett. And there's a lot of potential. But like Kelman said, Monken as the new head coach, it just raises the floor, not the ceiling. So they have a lot of potential. They can do great things, but I think there's still a long way to go. So
Yeah.
overall, though, I'll say not bad. I have some faith going into next season as a Lions fan, but that
Yeah.
so it doesn't mean as much.
Go ahead, Kelman.
I mean, the thing with Monken, I mean, he's quoted to saying, like, I think there was a little tidbit of him in a team meeting, and when he first got hired with the Ravens, saying that offense starts with an electric quarterback. And I don't know if I agree so much, Cooper, with the Pro Bowl analytics of.
Well, I'm just stating the facts right now.
I know he's considered one by popular demand. The Tom Brady thing. Why are you?
Well, that's why I said I was biting my tongue when I said it.
But like he worked with like guys like Baker, like Stetson Bennett at the college level, and then an MVP in Lamar, and it's like I'm not buying the Lamar juice. I mean, he had the MVP year, but I don't know if he's really. I don't want to use the word developed, but like his system fits with when Lamar was Lamar. Don't get me wrong, he had a great year. He looked like a genius. Monken could do no wrong, right? But when he doesn't have that puppet per se at quarterback, and he's going to be reaching in his bag deep with the guys that we have, I don't know if his scheme and his style is gonna flourish here. And I know there's potential, and I know there's a lot of guys on the roster that you know are good players, but again, it's got to fit the scheme. And I think that was the issue with Stefanski. Like, we wanted to complain a lot about some of the quarterbacks. I think he ruined a lot of quarterbacks. I know we're switching gears a little bit, but like, I think he had quarterbacks like guys that like did Stefanski ruin Watson?
That's what I was literally going to say.
Monken open Watson back up because he's that kind of style like Lamar had. So like, I guess that's where my excitement lies. Like, I was a huge Baker guy, I'm not going to lie. And that's when I was talking about that window, like when that all was open and everything, we blew that up. But then when they got Watson, I was like, oh, like, okay, I can get on board with this. Like, I was a big fan of him in Houston. And obviously all his off the field issues were what they were. And he came back and he wasn't what he was. And I am sitting back now thinking it's more a scheme issue in the Stefanski offense. But now with the Monken coming in with the background with Lamar and guys like that, maybe he can unlock that. I guess that's my only like silver lining here, because without a quarterback, you're not going to do very well in this league. I mean, Sam Darnold's having the year he's having. Don't get me wrong. But if you look at all the teams that, consistently make it to where everybody wants to get, they got dudes at that position for the most part. And if you don't have a dude there, you can't hand the rock off 55 times to a stud running back. Like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And you got to throw into guys that have, more than just, not two left hands, per se.
Right.
Yeah. And so, well, when you mentioned that Monken with this kind of star quarterback correlation, I was almost going to jump in and say that kind of opens the door of what if we get back, like, you look at prime Deshaun Watson in like,
it was a while ago,
2017, 2018, but still, even if we get
Clemson.
Yeah.
If we even got a fraction of that, I think I would have a little more faith in that with Monken than Shedeur. But so I would say that I agree with
I
that.
think talking about, you guys mentioned Andrew Berry quite a bit. I haven't talked about him much. Never. I mean, I'm 30 years old and I've seen a bunch of coaching changes already in my lifetime, but never, and in other teams too, never have I ever seen a regime or give a GM get two rebuilds essentially. I mean, you usually get one rebuild, and if you screw that one up, you're done. Barry's now getting maybe 2.5 rebuilds if you want to argue pre-Baker, right? I guess he hits on some draft picks, but he's also had some horrible draft picks. So, like, I don't know. It starts at the top, like Giovanni said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going back to what you were talking about with Monken and Lamar, how many of those great plays, those great years, those great games did he have where it was the system that created that, or was it just Lamar being Lamar? And I mean, it was always just Lamar being Lamar. I mean, the dude's a snake out there. You can't catch him. And that's where I kind of fall with Shedeur. I think that he has way more potential than what Dylan Gabriel was. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
And I think Andrew Berry should be judged and court-martialed for that decision. But I do think he has potential. 5th round pick is amazing or amazing for somebody like Shedeur, but all he is a bridge quarterback. He's not something you build a team on. He's not the guy, like you were saying, Kellerman. And so, like, Deshaun Watson could be that guy. We have no idea what we have left in him after an Achilles injury and suspensions. And, it's been going on 3.5 years since he's really played.
Technically 4.5 years.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how rusty he is, or if his passion is even there for football anymore. I mean, he's already made the money. I struggle. I struggle with the direction. I guess that's my biggest thing, is that you're now paying for a product that you're getting bottom shelf value of this product, and everybody around is okay with that. Everybody in upper management is okay with that. The fans are not. I don't think you can blame Monken. I think that Stefanski was kind of handcuffed. I think that there were a lot of things that happened behind closed doors, and you could just see, like, after that first year Stefanski had, it was almost like the life got sucked out of him. You watch him on the sideline, there wasn't a whole lot of passion. You watch him in his Atlanta Falcons interviews, and he seemed passionate. He seemed excited to be there, and it was more I've heard him talk than, I mean, his post-game interviews were just egregious.
So bad.
He just
did really well in Atlanta.
Oh, his offense is.
He will do very well in Atlanta.
His offense is so high-powered, especially if they can go out here in a couple years and develop a quarterback. Holy cow! And Kirk Cousins will do just fine getting him there. But that offense is amazing.
Signs will be tight end 1. I mean, think about what he did with our tight ends. Now to have a guy like Kyle Pitts, I mean, he's going to make Kyle Pitts be an animal, even more than past year.
Yeah,
sure.
And John, I mean, he's got electric guys on offense for sure.
Oh, and in a terrible division too. I mean, let's not forget that he's one game away from making the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, and beat several good teams. They beat the Rams last year.
That's amazing. Even though it was too late.
Well, but it wasn't too late for the Rams. They were playing for a 1 seed at that point. So
anybody.
Yeah. So, anyway, So I personally thought the coaches are handcuffed by upper management, and I think that's where the problem lies. And
Yep.
I feel for Browns fans because it's just never going to change until something happens there. And it's not going to be the GM. They'll just bring in another puppet, shake the head yes,
Yeah.
move on again, move to Brook Park, build your, super stadium, make a bunch of money. Maybe eventually he'll sell the team. But yeah.
I was literally just gonna say that with Kevin Stefanski, he was brutally handcuffed to that Browns organization, and always he said this in this post game: we gotta do better, and that baffles me because we never looked better, we sucked. So I just hope Kevin Stefanski finds a lot of winning in Atlanta.
Yeah, I wish him nothing but the best. But I don't know.
Real quick, last kind of thoughts for me.
Yeah.
I know you guys, I don't know if you're wrapping up or not, but
nope, we'll kind of go through our last thoughts. We'll hit up the chat too, see what they think.
Oh, of course, yeah.
one of my last thoughts, I was just thinking, like, I know in the grand scheme of the organization, there's not immediate pressure, but like there is immediate pressure on Todd Monken because like it has to work fast for the fan base. Like if it works, the fans will immediately buy in.
Yeah.
But as soon as it goes south, you'll never hear the end of it. If there's early stagnant, like offensive drives, early on, it's going to get rough. Like I wouldn't want to beat Todd Monken.
Yeah.
I know the dotted line says what the dotted line says, but
Yeah.
I think that there is a need for immediate success, and I just don't see it.
Sure. Well,
I don't see it either.
Over under how many player only meetings do we have this year too? I have a feeling that locker room might be volatile really quick.
Yeah, it's gonna go so bad.
Well, unless there's success, I'm sure they'll give him a shot. But the problem is with the Browns is that they're starting at the bottom. There isn't what they have with the Falcons. Like since we were just talking about them, there is no, our success was 5 wins.
Yeah.
So they're going to come in week 1. If they don't win, the fan base is going to criticize. The defense will probably be upset because Schwartz isn't there. That kind of stuff.
And the locker room will be bad.
We do have the easiest schedule next year, strength of schedule wise, which might help, but
should help.
Yeah, sure.
You're going in without a stud running back because Chuck is going to be out for quite some time. You're going in with
that's right.
a back room that's dysfunctional as ever, and you're going in with the receiving core where Jerry Judy's your number 1. Like your best receiver, your best weapon is Harold Fannin at tight end.
Well, hopefully there'll be a rookie wide receiver there that can take over the number 1 role.
Right.
I would love to see Carnell Tate there, but
or maybe that kid from USC that he won the Bilikov Award.
Biletnikoff.
Brother. That's Tyson on the Cavs, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Jordan Tyson.
Any last thoughts, Cooper?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like we covered everything pretty well and made it like a concise group decision that it comes down right now to ownership and everyone upstairs. It's become a thing where it's kind of out of the coach's hands. Like you said, they get handcuffed, like locked in with the GMs and the system that they have going on. So
yeah.
There's potential, and we see it, but
yeah,
it's still Cleveland.
It's still Cleveland.
That's right, Cooper. That's right, Cooper.
never fails. We got all right. Just peeking in the chat real quick, and so if you guys want to say some stuff here, we got XDog77 says early line for the Browns is 5.5.
I would. That could happen.
I'll take that bet. Under.
That could happen.
Under. No, unless they get some crazy draft picks.
Unless you get Watson back.
Under. I could almost promise you now that Garrett is gone. And that's another one that he put up here is, trade Miles right now.
Yeah.
Trade him for some draft picks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're obviously not building your team on defense. You're building them on offense.
My uncle Mike Stevens says that we have a Pro Bowl quarterback already.
Yeah, Pro Bowl.
There's
Yeah.
a huge caveat on that Pro Bowl quarterback.
I'm working on a video for that too, just to show you how like
like whenever
caveat.
we're gonna look back in history, and everyone talks about the Mickey Mouse Lakers NBA trophy. This is gonna be the most Mickey Mouse Pro Bowl quarterback of all time.
Oh, I would agree with you, Cooper, on that one.
No, I mean I don't even think that's the kind of move that we won't even have a Pro Bowl anymore.
Yeah.
Going forward, they'll be all pro teams, and then that'll be it. It'll be a bunch of rookies.
Yeah.
Just trying to make their name.
My buddy was trolling.
Monken is a decent hire, but the weapons he had in the past are far more superior than what he's walking to Cleveland.
Yeah. So Adam.
Yeah, Adam.
He's talked to us before on here.
Yeah.
He said the same thing. Yeah, I think I saw your buddy here, Coach Joe knows.
Yeah,
using your gym shorts.
Yeah.
Well, that resulted in 0 for the day at the high school. Everybody
using gym shorts is the story here. No matter if he's a good hire or not.
I did find it funny. Or I don't know. I mean, I've heard it before, but that we have a coach named Jim Shorts. I mean,
yeah,
2 and 2 together, and I teach PE.
And then the Lions made them his head coach. Their head coach.
Yeah.
Oh, but like kind of going to that comment, like I said, I don't know if there's a world where he would have been DC. I think they thought he may have stayed the DC if they went with the older veteran coach route, and like I said, didn't turn out that way. But if you're not going to hire him as the head coach, I didn't see a world where he was going to stay. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
No. I think that he had truly sold himself that he thought he was the next head coach, and he was just waiting for the call. And
can we get Mamuneri's comment on here or something?
Yeah.
I love the Browns, but they honestly never give the new coaches or players enough time to get in the groove. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
No, she's not wrong. This last round, I would say Stefanski got the most fair shake out of anybody. But they took their playoff caliber quarterback and kind of sent him away. So I mean, and then he's stuck with, some has-beens and wannabes, and it just wasn't pretty. So
no,
not wrong there, but
she's not wrong. She's not wrong.
At the same time, I don't think they do their due diligence in hiring as well. So,
and I think my mom watched Browns for almost her whole life, so she gets it.
No, she's a Miami fan. You told us. She
That's
doesn't.
true.
She doesn't get it.
So that's what kind of where I was gonna go is, it's got to be just part of the Haslam carousel. We're talking about the coaching carousel through the league, but there's Haslam has got his own thing going on.
Well, somebody just said it. I don't remember who did, but I think we're talking about the comment, right? That Giovanni's mom said.
Yeah,
I 100% agree. We don't give these guys enough time. Like, could you imagine if the Bills just gave up on Josh Allen after year 1 or 2? Could you imagine if Jaden Daniels, they were like, oh, he sucked this year. I know he had injuries, but he wasn't very good pre-injury this year. The first few games, oh, he's a bust.
Sam Darnold,
right?
Sam Darnold.
Vikings, bro. That's exactly what the Vikings did.
Vikings got rid of 2 Pro Bowlers.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not totally off the Shador train. Like Morrison said earlier, he shows way more better
potential,
more potential for sure.
Right.
He's more exciting to watch. But you got to understand, the kid just came out of Colorado, not a big time college.
Nope.
Didn't have a bunch of talent around him. Wasn't playing besides Travis Hunter and Horn, but wasn't playing, top end SEC teams who you are now playing the best of the best, right? And you're just getting thrown in there without apparently rumored first team reps since training camp. You got to give this guy a full year to develop, a full off season. Then maybe you start throwing the towel in. And this goes back to my Baker thing. The dude did well once. I know he had his little stint in Carolina where he was running, scout team DN, but the guy has now flourished and developed into what a number one. He played well this year. Like I would have taken him on the Browns. I mean,
Yeah.
he does show signs of interceptions still and things like that, and maturity with his response to Stefanski this week. But I agree with the comment. Like, you got to let these kids.
I definitely agree with that, and I think you give Shador a fair shake. All postseason, all preseason, going into weeks, I would say at least 1 through 8. Like, you give him the first half of the season.
Unless Deshaun comes back and is what Deshaun is, then Sanders is a perfect backup to learn underneath him for the next.
If it's clear in preseason and Deshaun is 100% healthy and just slinging around the field, running for first downs, just commanding the offense, shows maturity, that's what you need.
That's how you paid him. You're paying him all that money. You better start.
Yeah, sure. And that's kind of the areas where Shador has struggled. He doesn't really command the offense. He doesn't show maturity. What he has is, youth, athleticism, and just kind of he does have a work ethic. I've watched the guy. He's not a slacker. A little bit of flash to him. Which kind of rubs some people the wrong way, but it's a different league nowadays. It's completely different. So,
and I think I would be enjoying to watch Shador Sanders than Daniel Gabriel, to be honest.
Send Dylan Gabriel to Atlanta with his boy Kevin.
Or Guantanamo Bay. He
can go down there with Michael Penix and have 2 lefty quarterbacks.
Yeah, that
would be funny.
Could end up in Carolina. Or not Carolina, with the Cardinals with Jim Schwartz.
And Kyler Murray.
I would say him and Kyler Murray looking like 2 garden gnomes back there.
Kyler's going to the Steelers.
The short kings. You think? Think Aaron's done?
Oh yeah, he was. I don't even know if he would have stayed if Tomlin stayed, but now that Tomlin's gone, I don't know if
he's better without Garland.
I know McCarthy coached him in Green Bay a year or 2, right?
He did, and it was the upper management that didn't want to pay him. So he does have some ties. So that could be interesting, depending on what the Steelers want to do with him. If he wants to come back, they'll take him.
I saw Joe Burrow in a JJ McCarthy swap. Did you guys see that this week?
I didn't see that one.
I saw Minnesota's going to be targeting Joe Burrow this offseason. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, 9 in Cincinnati would be atrocious.
Joe Burrow with Justin Jefferson would be kind of nasty, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, what's Joe Burrow's number?
9.
10. No, he's 9. He's
not. Yeah, so it'd be the same. They just leave the jersey in the locker.
Right.
I mean, elsewise around the league, I think you nailed it. Just to kind of hit on our final points. No one respects the Browns. There was no respect gained. I think I was most excited when all this news started breaking is that Mike McDaniel might be the head coach. And I thought Jim Schwartz might hang around, and I thought we would have a great OC and a great DC. And you just kind of let them both do their thing and just be crazy together. And then they started passing out homework. And I think Mike McDaniel was like, see ya. I ain't doing all this to coach the Browns. So
it's sad when guys pass up a head coaching job to go take an OC job at a better team. On a better team.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna pat, like every coach that's an OC or DC dreams of probably being a head coach, with the exception of a couple other guys. But you're gonna pass up a head coaching job in the NFL to go take an OC job. It's almost like a downgrade from your previous position just because you don't want to coach the Browns. It's pathetic.
Well, with that too, I could see McDaniels being OC for a year somewhere and then hoping that the Chiefs job opens up.
Sure.
And jumping on that bandwagon and kind of riding out of Patrick Mahomes and, whoever else they draft after Kelsey and, whoever else retires. So, what do you got? What else do you guys think?
I'll go. I don't know if this Monken thing is going to work out. I just hope that he can just at least bring us maybe 3 or 4 wins, but I don't see that happening. But we'll figure. But yeah. I
No?
don't feel about that move.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting at 4 wins.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did we say at the beginning of this season? Where I think
I
we
said
said the
6.
Browns would have.
Giovanni said
more,
6.
I was almost right.
Yeah. Giovanni said 6. I think I said 4. So we were meeting the
I was
middle.
gonna say I knew we were right around there, but yeah.
I looked at the schedule and I think I had 4 where it was, we might be able to win. And then they beat the Green Bay Packers. And then I started sweating.
And by the way, that was with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that the wins that the Browns had this year were like totally kind of random.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
they
Especially
lost
that
teams they
Packers
should
one.
never have lost to.
Yeah. They lost to the Jets. And
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Steffen 35-63
Yeah,
says
that's my uncle.
1-16.
1-16.
That's my uncle. 1-16.
Yeah, Chad. What do you guys think? What's your predictions on the record here? And we'll close it out.
I'm gonna say
Over under 5.5.
4-13.
Cooper, you're the only one that hasn't spoke on this.
I'm gonna say 4-13. That's it.
That's hard. It's a solid line. I'll go under because there's just too many moving parts going into this season.
It's a lot of moving parts. We got a 3 up here too.
If we get the schedule out, I think we can do another predictions of this.
Yeah, we will. We'll do that.
When the schedule comes out.
We'll do that at some point, and we'll see what kind of moves they make. We got the draft coming up here in April.
Yeah.
It'll always be interesting to see. Here we go. There's some optimism.
9-4, a live tree.
There's some optimism from a Browns fan. That's
Spice.
Okay, that's
the playoffs in the AFC North.
9 and
Just
that would be 13 win. That would be
I was gonna say I don't
he's
even
short about 4 games.
There's a couple bye weeks in there.
They draft defense when it's 0-17.
They should never. That's another topic. We got to do a draft segment for sure because
Yeah,
they
that would be.
Might have to live stream the draft.
Yeah, if they
With so many.
I think Morrison's wife would not be too happy.
Not with live streaming the draft. That'd be fine. It's in April.
Hey,
but you're talking
later in the draft this year. He can stay.
Oh, they're what are they down to 30?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 30.
So
and the way I look at it is if we're live streaming that, we're gonna get our instant reactions, and then they're gonna put us in the videos. Like, you ever see the videos where they're like, and the Chiefs draft Patrick Mahomes, and the guy's like, "No, this is why this organization will never win a Super Bowl."
Well, that's an H-L after all.
Then we clip it.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
I'd love to go viral for that. If I said that the Browns and they went on to win 3-4, I'd be like, okay,
that's right. Absolutely, the Broncos fired their OC, Joe Lombardi. Yeah. So I was actually kind of pumped about that because that was the most stagnant offense.
And that run game was atrocious.
And I'll be honest with you, like, I still think Bo Nix has a lot to prove, but he is electric.
He is electric.
Rolling out of the pocket, I don't think there's a more accurate passer on the run. He hits the shortstop throw every time.
I just know I'm 30 years old, and I know how I feel after golfing 18 holes. I can imagine how he feels at 35 after a football game.
Oh boy!
They did say his ankle is not quite as bad as they thought, and he'll be back in 6 weeks.
That's good.
So
That's good. That's good.
That is good news. He'll get a full off season, get some work in.
Yeah.
I hope they go out and draft a wide receiver.
Yeah. And you guys get
Dobbins.
I mean, you guys got to get Dobbins back healthy. That guy.
Oh, if he resigns with the team.
If they trade up and take Jeremiah Love,
that would be awesome.
I would take Breece Hall in a trade or a free agency.
Yeah, someone said that they should go get Breece Hall.
Yeah, I think it was J Rock.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, Brownie just hit a 3 in Cleveland.
Oh, this might be sneaky good high. Browns could be playoffs. Remember, fellas, but defense is still elite.
But no Jim Shorts.
Who's calling
no Jim Shorts.
Who's calling?
No Jim Shorts, bro.
Yeah. It could be. Could be Kellerman calling the defense.
I don't know even if I would take that.
They make you take a test.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen.
Okay.
Anything to wrap it up?
I don't think I think I'm wiped out, man.
Yeah.
We're-
All right,
Too much
Giovanni.
Cleveland Browns for me. Too much Cleveland Browns for me.
Well,
So-
we can try to talk about Cavs here, but this game only. We're up by 30 right now.
Up by 30. Yep.
Yeah, that's
So-
the only good team I can root for until Guardians come
A
on.
warm welcome for Braun.
Don't even
Yeah.
get me started.
He
with
was
that team.
crying. He
Don't
was
even get me
crying.
started with the baseball.
He was crying.
Yeah. We'll have another segment for the Guardians, so you don't have to worry about that.
Of course.
That's a different kind of management.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. This is the opposite of spending money. It's the lack of.
Okay.
So all right, boys. It's been a pleasure.
Can I do the intro?
You mean the outro?
Outro.
We'll get you.
Sorry.
Yeah, hold on a second, Giovanni.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's thanks for coming on, Kellerman. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks
hopefully-
we appreciate you having here, Kellerman.
Yeah.
It's hopefully it works out that our predictions aren't necessarily true, that the locker room stays intact. I think that's my biggest fear is the locker room. So
yeah.
But all right, Giovanni, send us home.
Subscribe to Ohio Sportscast just so you can watch Giovanni Schefter breaking news and the updates. Subscribe to Top Gun Podcast. Subscribe to Coop Dog Sports. Subscribe to Smee Sports. Subscribe to famous YouTuber Tom Glossy. And subscribe to That's Good Sports. And also, it's not about being right. It's about sounding confident.
Oh yeah.
Got it. All right, gentlemen. Until
All right.
next time.
See you, boys.
See ya.
See ya.
Say ya.